Hello, welcome to Moonlit Justice Oracle. I'm here to do what am I even going to call this? This is for, I think, the general collective. And what happened was, yesterday, I did the Divine Masculine reading. And as I was doing the reading, I didn't say anything. But I kept picking up on, like, shadow energies, or, like, I guess what can be considered darker topics. And what seemed to be more of a positive message, right? The Divine Masculine message was more on the positive side, it seemed, right? But as we all know, where there is light, there is dark. And so yesterday, as I was going through the process, like I was talking about, of like trying to stay on this focused linear path when it came to like channeling, I kept being pulled in these different directions, but I stopped myself. And when I was being pulled to those directions, I kept picking up on things that are a little more like, I guess, scandalous, or like, I don't know, sketchy in some way. And it was like, almost like I was going down this hallway, and I kept opening these doors, and I'd get messages like, oh, the back and forth energy with the page, the back and forth with the pages, and then like between two pages, comparing, checking, and copying. And that's where I started picking up on like forgery and things like that. And then throughout the whole message, I kept getting little things, but I chose to not follow that path. For some reason, it felt right to stay on the path I was on, like the lighter path of the message. And then I was thinking about it earlier today, this morning, and I'm like, I keep being drawn to the more shadowy aspects I was picking up on. And I'm like, why don't I just do a shadow side reading for that one? So I titled it A Never-Ending Story, The Shadow Chapters. And so I went through and I highlighted the various things that kind of provoked that response within me, where it was like, I think there's something else to this in the shadows. So that's what we're going to follow today. Before I forget, I need to write two things down. I need to write facing east. Facing east. Also, I'm excited to do this on camera because I haven't been doing that for the most part. Facing east and the right side of the body. Right side. And also, I think you could see it better when I draw with the Sharpie, and I thought that might be nice, a little more engaging than just looking at pages with words you can't see, really. Yes. Oh, the circles. Okay, I'm going to go through this first, what I was picking up with this. Hold on. Facing east. So I randomly decided to face east. I usually face Norse mythology? Norse. I usually faced north. There's a lot about directions here. Yeah, there's a lot about like directions. So I usually face north most of the times that I'm doing messages, as of recent at least. And in general, I stick to the facing north or facing south sides of this table. Like if I'm sitting here at this table, chances are I'm facing south or I'm facing north. The only times I face east are if I'm using my laptop. And I was getting more. Let me put that down here. Laptop. Computers. Cell phones. Okay. Laptops, computers, cell phones. There's something about like the use of technology in some way, or technology is relevant in some way. Okay, I usually face north or south. I decided to face east. I'm like, okay, east. And then before that, I was thinking the right side of my body is currently jacked up. Wait, jacked up, does that mean like jacked? What's jacked mean? Jacked up. So when I said it, I thought like messed up in some way. But jacked, isn't that like muscular or something, or like fitness? health. Okay, facing east. The right side of the body. Yeah, so I don't know if this is relevant, but I've been experiencing for many days now, like severe pain on the right side of my neck, down kind of into my shoulder area, but mostly centered like where the clavicle meets the neck, that area. So there might be something about that. But then I started thinking, I'm like, this hurts because of some like I sat for like 20 minutes in a weird angle. And it's like the consequences don't match the action in some way, or like it seems unfair. And that's what I was getting. It's like there's some kind of like, what is it called when people, the punishment doesn't fit the crime or something like that? Punishment. Punishment is greater than the crime. Here we go with math again. Punishment is greater than the crime. Okay. Directions facing east. Right side of the body. Then I looked up a little bit what the right side of the body represents. And in symbolic, spiritual, and holistic traditions, the right side of the body generally represents the masculine principle, outer action, logic, giving energy, and the future. In human anatomy, it's controlled by the left hemisphere of the brain, which governs analytical thinking and language. Symbolic and energetic meanings. My voice. It's associated with assertiveness, strength, drive, and doing rather than being. Action and giving represents the outward flow of energy, output, work, business, and active movement through life. Tied to moving, the future and goals. Tied to moving forward, setting goals, and the path ahead. External relationships, often linked to relationships with men or figures like the father. So this could have to do with like men, father figures. The boys club? What's the boys club? I have a shirt, a t-shirt. It was a thrifted t-shirt. Super soft. What does it say? The boys club? Boston. The boys club, Boston. Yeah, it's just like a random t-shirt. I've had it for, I don't know, maybe 15 years or so. The boys club, Boston. Boys club. Okay, anyways. Father figures. Father could be involved. Father figure. Because I was kind of picking up on the Divine Feminine reading we did. Where I was picking up on the masculine energy that was more like controlling or manipulative in some way. Punishing the bad dog. Interesting. Right side of the body. Punishment is greater than the crime. Crime in quotations? Interesting. Oh, cool. I mean, not cool, but this just entered my brain. Crime, punishment in quotations. Okay, interesting. So I just kind of picked up, like, okay, punishment is greater than the crime. Like, whatever this crime is, wasn't a crime. It was like a interpreted as a crime in some way. But then an actual crime is greater than the punishment? Interesting. So punishment quotations, if we're following this, would mean that not an actual crime in a legal sense. Not an actual punishment in a legal sense. Or, I don't know. Interesting. There's something to this. I'm going to emphasize it with just that. The letter L. Oh, this is reminding me of, okay, focus. Here we go. It was reminding me of the, where is it? Where is it? The I and the T. The I and the T. When I was dotting the I's, crossing the T's, I saw these two images, a lowercase t, both lowercase i's, of course, because there's only dots on lowercase i's. But with t's, both the lowercase and the uppercase have crosses on them. The lowercase, I was like, this looks like a grave. Someone's standing at a grave. And then with the capital T, I was like, this seems like, because it's like eye level basically, like someone, it's like someone's perspective or what they're seeing. Because the line goes up a little bit, like a elevation or higher perspective or new perspective. Interesting. I like how I came into this thinking, I'm just going to start with this and see what happens, right? But I've gotten all this before really even starting what... This is why planning can sometimes be pointless. Planning is pointless sometimes. Pointless planning. Pointless planning. The letter P again. Letter P. Okay. Okie dokie. Grave. New perspective. Alright, let me cover what I was getting here first. What did I highlight? Ah, yes, these circles. There's definitely something about forgery. And we can be talking about forgery and like, I don't know, hold on a second. Forgery. Definitely. There's something here about that. Because what I was getting when we got, it was like someone was going through pages, like focusing on something here, right? Focusing on something here. Someone was focused here. They were doing something over here, right? And I'm writing with computer, laptops, this could be typing. But there was something over here that they were like referencing or verifying, checking. And then I got copying as well. So it's almost like this is something that already exists. Whether it was whoever is writing or typing over here, whether it was theirs originally or someone else's. And whatever's over here is what they were working on over here. Either replicating or using as a reference in some way. And I wrote copying and I'm like, I started thinking forgery or like copying something that someone else did. Like copycat energy? Copycat? Cat? Copycat? Copycat. Forgery. Someone's forging something. Or someone did. Someone forged something. What can you forge? Forged evidence. Evidence. Forged signatures. Forged. I don't like forged under fire, forged under pressure. It's like the general creation of something. Creation of something. But I'm thinking more along the lines of like the shadowy aspects of this. So, like forging someone's signatures on documents. Forging evidence, crime. And we're not putting this one under, for some reason I want to do half that and half legitimate. Why would that be? Half legitimate. Legit. Too legit. The number 2? P2. Why am I doing it in quotations? Okay, P2. Okay, legit and, illegitimate. Legit and say false. True, false. Legit, forged. Legit and forged. I don't remember where I was going with that. Oh yeah, because the half and half. I will forgery, evidence, crime. But then I stopped And I was like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to put the quotations for like not really a crime or like a forged crime in some way. But it's half and half. It's like, yes, real crime, but also forged crime. Copycat, forgery. It's like almost as if the crime was real. Hold on a second. Father figure, the Boys Club Boston, cell phones, laptop computers, grave, new perspective, ending, death, ending. I'm going to move on from that for a second. Signatures, documents, what else can be forged? Forged events, like events. Forged story. I don't know. Forged. Because to me, forged is false. Falsely, it's not real. It's fake. Fake. Okay. What's with cat? Cat. Meow? Cat. We'll get back to that. Cat. This could be someone's name. Cat. Directions. Facing east. Right side of the almost said back. Right side of the body. Facing east. Three? That's 3 o'clock, right? 3 o'clock? Oh yeah, when I was writing this up here, I put, I don't know if you can see this, but I was intending on doing just one dot between the 8 and the 20, but I ended up doing it like time, like 8:20 a.m. or 8:20 p.m. 8:20, 3 o'clock, 8:20. And there is something about time in here. I kept picking up on interesting things having to do with time. Or like a schedule. 3 o'clock, 8:20. What's 8:20 in military time? 10:20? 10:20 is 1/2. A 1-to-2 ratio? Interesting. 1-to-2 ratio? Someone cooking friggin' rice? Rice? Ah, yes. The circles. It's like this circle represented the organic experience. It flowed naturally, right? It flowed naturally. But then, and it's almost like there's more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. And then this one's more like in steps or fragments. Fragments of something. Here I go again. Dyslexia again. Dyslexia might be a thing. Or okay. What am I necessarily? Something doesn't. There's something about that. It might not be like diagnosed dyslexia or undiagnosed dyslexia. It might be more along the line of, because what's happening here? Things are getting mixed up. Missed chance, missed opportunity. Something's missing. Missed, missing. Yeah, because I went to spell fragments and I wrote FRG. I missed the A. Something's missing. Not complete. Okay. So I was getting that also. Where was I getting that? Down here. Not complete. So I don't forget. Okay. So with here, it's like this was a natural, organic experience in some way, or like the real story, or what actually happened, right? And then over here, it looks like it's replicated, but how many steps do we have here, or how many fragments? 8? 8 fragments. 5, 8, 58, 85. And it has 2 of the arrows, right? There's a right and a left. Again, with the right and the left. Right and the left. What does this represent to me? This is something. This is a symbol, or there's something about that. I don't know what that is. I've seen it somewhere. What does this mean? I've seen this on something like with a computer, or what does that mean? There's something to this. I want to do a circle around it. Okay. And then I wrote cut here, instructions for same experience, like instructions for replicating something, or trying to replicate something, or trying to like figure out what happened here, but there's fragments, or it's been like, it's like when you get documents and there's things taken out. What's that called? When there's things taken out of documents. Black line. Redacted? Is that redacted? Things left out. Things missing. Fragments. Things missing. Redacted. Things taken out. I'm getting excited. Okay, calm. Things left out. Taken out. Taken out. Things taken out. Things missing. Redacted. Things taken out. Taken away. Removed. Intentionally. The intentional removal of something. Redacted. Documents, signatures, evidence, crime. Is this like evidence tampering in some way? Three o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10:20, 1, 2, 1/2 of something, half of something, right side, facing east, jacked. Norse mythology, I know nothing about that. At least I'm not getting anything about it, but it might have a relevance in some way. Norse. I couldn't even tell you what that really means. Like Norse, is this like Netherlands or something like that? The Netherlands? Netherlands? I feel cold, like a cold energy. Netherlands. Cold. Cold. Copycat. Cold. The movie Copycat? Copycat movie? Sigourney Weaver, Holly Hunter. Who was the guy? What was the theme? I had it on VHS when I was a teenager. The theme, Copycat, recreating crimes from a specific serial killer. Who was it? Recreating a crime, recreating crimes, recreating a crime, recreating a crime. Sigourney Weaver was, what's it called when you don't, she didn't want to leave her house, her home? Agoraphobia? Is that what it's called? Agoraphobia? I don't know, the last time I looked up the definition of agoraphobia, I was under the impression that it was a fear of being in public because of, it's like a fear of losing control in public in some way. Losing control in public. But I always saw it more as like just being afraid of the outside world in some way. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I interpreted it wrong, incorrectly. Losing control in public. Something could happen, like be happening in public scene, like a public scene. Okay. Well, this is random, huh? Okay, recreating someone else's authentic experience. I don't know why I said that. Recreating someone else's authentic experience or what someone else made with forgery, right? Forging something. Pretending to be someone else in some way. Copycat, pretending to be someone else. I almost wrote 2B. 2B can mean something. Pretending to be someone else. Identity theft. I do get that over here. Identity theft. Okay. Pretending to be someone else. Identity theft. And this, okay, cell phones, laptops, computers. There's something up with that. Is it someone utilizing this kind of technology? Because what can we do with this kind of technology? This is going to be from my relatively limited understanding and knowledge, but cell phones, communication. Communication. I mean, with cell phones, you can pretty much do anything, huh? Internet, laptop, computers, internet, documents, files, internet communication, cell phones, laptop, computer. Interesting. Laptop is the only singular one. Cell phones and computers is plural. One laptop. Something missing. I'm curious about this. Something missing. Something taken out intentionally. Taken out, redacted, removed intentionally. Evidence tampering. Okay, and then this, not complete. That's right, because what I was getting down here, connect the dots. Before I was seeing this as like a map, like locations on a map. And what I was generally getting was this was the starting point, and then we were heading southwest, west, northwest. Directions. Southwest, west, northwest. These all have a W in common. W. Could also be an M. Okay, and then what was I getting? 4. Because 1, 2, 3, 4 dots, right? And then, what was I getting? There was something specific I was getting. I was looking at this whole situation. A money sign? Money? Some kind of evidence regarding money, or identity theft regarding money. Pretending to be someone else regarding money, like the buying and or selling of goods in some way. Pretending to, I don't know, signatures, documents involving money, forgery for money in some way. I just saw movie and creation work together. Because I remember I wrote creation and then copycat movie, right? Movie creation. There could be something about, what would that be? Like stealing ideas, stealing like creative, there's a way to say this. Ideas, creative property. There's like a way to say that. I'm just not thinking about it right now. Ideas. Intellectual property. Intellectual property. Property. Money, property. Intellectual property. Okay. Alright, there was something about this and this that had me feel, I don't remember what led me to this though. Connect the dots, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not complete. Oh yeah, this is what made me think not complete. So I was looking at the 4, right? I was just looking at the general number 4. Like this is what it looks like, right? And what I was being drawn to was this horizontal line in the 4. So it would look something like this, right? And it's like something's missing here. This is what was missing. Oh, interesting, because when I'm writing a 4, the line's heading right, facing east. It's going east, right. There's something about that, going right, facing east, going right directions. Facing east, going right. Interesting. Something's missing though regarding this. Missing. Something's missing. Where did I write that? Missing's up there. Missing. Four and missing. Yeah, so it was almost like not complete. Like there's something in this that's missing. Southwest, west, northwest. Going right would be east. East. I don't know what that means. Is this going east? It was like, okay, because I was assuming this was the starting point. And then it was like the direction was headed west. Journey to the West, the movie. Journey to the West. I believe books too. Journey to the West. Journey. Again, I'm missing letters. Journey to the West. Well, that's an excellent movie. I've only seen the movie. The first one. Okay. What's happening here? Because facing east, directions, going east, right. I mean, right doesn't have to be east. East doesn't have to be right. But it's reminding me now, because I'm like, okay, in my mind, this was going west. Going east. What is this? What is happening here? Or be more like this. Oop. My goodness, I don't know what that is. What's that? That symbol. This symbol? And this symbol. This reminds me of like Amazon or something. Amazon? Delivery? Shipping? Amazon, delivery, shipping, selling, buying, selling. And what is this boys club down here? Buying, selling. Okay. Amazon, delivery, shipping, buying, selling. Amazon? Okay, what was this? This was, something was missing. And there was something about this. It's connected. And in this one I wrote X, X, X. That's right. And then something's missing down here. 3, 4. 3. Interesting. 3? There's 3 of these. I don't know. 3 of these. Okay, I'm going to do this 2 alternate ways and see what happens. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This one exists. This one. This one. This is missing. this is what's missing. Wait, I did this wrong. I did it wrong. Maybe I didn't. So it's like on this path, right? I think you can see this. I'll hold it up just in case. Okay, so on this path, it's like these are two intercepting paths. We have, well, the energy 2 from yesterday, the wiggly one, and then the straight line energy 1, right? And it's like these are two energies crossing paths. We have 1, 2, 3 points of like where they crossed, right? Something's missing. The last one, the last point where they crossed, or another way, once I wrote the 3, I started thinking like, okay, what if it's actually, let me see if I could do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if it's actually 4, but something else is missing here. This is seen, this is seen, this is seen, this is seen. But what's missing is with 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. If it's the 5th thing missing, why was I getting 5 before? Maybe I wasn't. Maybe I was. I think it's because I was thinking like this is not complete. These 4 dots not complete. Something missing 5. So what if this is what's seen? These 4 points of crossing here, or of interception. Interception? 4? What's the word? 4? Let's just say crossings. Crossing. Intersection. These 4 points of intersection, right? What's missing, when I wrote the 3, I saw the swirlies. It's like 1, like the rest of it. Like this is what's missing. Oh, it looks like a yin-yang. Yin-yang. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I think this might actually be yang. Because I know W-A-N-G, Wang. I know this is often mispronounced, I think, as Wang, but it's Wang. I don't know if the same is for yang. Anyways, something about this is missing. The rest of the path is missing. The rest of the, something is missing when it comes to points of intersecting points. It's like, okay. Kind of to sum up what I'm getting is that, let's say there's 2 people who are telling individual stories about one incident, right? 2 people telling the same story, their own version of the same story. 1 and 2. 1/2. Okay. It's like their stories match this much, but at the end they're different. Things don't add up. There's things missing. I did have in here things not adding up. That's what I was getting with math, numbers, crazy, mental health issues, insanity. There was something about like some kind of story or someone's version of things. 2 people's versions of things are different in some way. 2 different versions. Of one. And that's where this is getting me here. It's like if this was the two versions, right? Like this is version 1, organic experience, and this is version 2, which is fragments. And I'm not sure what these arrows would represent. How things happened, points of progress. There's something about this. Points of progress. It's like this, well, we're going to call this fake. only because of cut here, instructions for same experience. It's very, to me, this is more fabricated energy, and this is more like authentic. Authentic and fabricated. What do we have? Legit forged. Okay. Legit forged. 5, 8, 3. 3 again. I did 8 minus 5 is 3. 13, 1, 3, 4. There's something about this. 4, 3, 5, 8. The line, the horizontal line is missing. Interesting. Or it's okay. This is weird. Weird in a good way. It's just how it's happening in my mind. Okay. Because here we're talking about... Am I really not going to get past this like one page? I'm okay with that. This is way more than I thought was going to happen here. Okay. So what I'm kind of getting is that... What was I getting? With the 4, with the missing. This. Okay. With this circle, it's complete. Everything is accounted for. With this circle, things are missing. There's several points of this, let's say, story or situation or process that are missing. And it's almost like with the 4 without the horizontal line, right? This is the complete story over here. Complete story. So it's like one person has the complete story. And this is the other person's story, right? It's not complete. Or there's parts missing here. There's something missing here. And then what would this line represent? I'm going to do it dotted like this. 4 dots, huh? What is this? Because at this point, this continues on, and everything's accounted for here. So there's like something intersecting here. Interception. And then redacted, right? It's like this side of the story is missing. I wrote 5 there. 5. 5. Interesting. 5 is the rest of this person's story. 5 can be found over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this organic experience, if this is person number 1, let's say. Person number 1 has all the details. Organic experience to me says it's authentic. 8. 8 fragments. Only parts of the, let's say, parts of, I don't know, checkpoints? That's what's missing. 5. This part is missing on this part. H? What's happening here? All these intersections are accounted for, or matching up. Like yes, 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 but then something happens. Something's missing. Things have been redacted. Story's not adding up. The story isn't adding up. Did I already write that? Story is not adding up. Not complete. Heading east. East. East, I don't know why this is a clue or whatever. It's important. East, right. There's importance in that, and I don't know what it is. With this direction, right? I was thinking it was going this way. It's like what someone like how something played out, or how something played out went the opposite. That's the key. It went the opposite. Connect the dots. It's like people looking at clues, right? And they're going, here's clue, let's say number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and they're looking for clue 5 over here. They're looking for it over here, but it's missing. Interesting. I just circled this squiggly line here, and this squiggly line represented when I went off into the never-ending story. Never-ending story portion of Divine Masculine's message. Never-ending story portion of the story. Part of the story is missing. And it's almost like someone's looking over here for the answer to it, but in actuality there's something about this being evidence number 1 or whatever, or the first step or something like that, and then it went this way, it went right, and the clue was like over on the right side in some way, or the evidence true location. I don't know what this is. East. Or someone thought the way was this way. East, facing east, directions. Okay, and I'm kind of getting with, I wish I had a clear, I do have, paper. Interesting, because I've been running out of tracing paper, and so I decided to, oh, interesting. It's got all of them on here. Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? The arrow pointing this way and the arrow pointing this way? Like that symbol that I was getting. What's that mean? We're looking it up. Symbol, arrows, different direction. Arrows, different. Opposite. Arrows, opposite. Can't type. PPP. I was trying to write OPP and PPP came out. OPP? Oh, well, I mean, y'all know the song. OPP, PPP. The letter P again. P is significant. Something is missing, but it's actually the same as what's been found? I don't know. Symbol, arrows, opposite. Again, P, P, P. Opposite. Directions. Yeah, that's it. Reverse. Oh, it means reverse. Reverse. Where have I seen this, though? I've seen it somewhere specific. Is it on my, it might be on my video editing software. VSDC. VSDC. Pretty decent free video editing software with no watermarks if anyone's interested. VSDC. VSDC. Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. Washington. Washington. VSDC. Whenever, like, if someone asks me what software I'm using, I have a way of memorizing the name, because 4 letters, I could mix that up easily, but I always think Victoria's Secret, DC. So like, if someone asks me, I think in my mind, Victoria's Secret, DC. Victoria's Secret, lingerie. What was I saying in, oh, it was Divine Feminine's message. Something about someone, incubus, succubus energy. Trying to like seduce someone. Or seduction. Seduction. Something's missing. There's a lot to this. And I'm not sure. I think I might have to just do a separate message about that. Communication. Let me just go over what we've already done here. Because I could easily get lost. Could easily get lost. Easily get lost. Easy to get lost. Easy to get lost. Land of the Lost. Again, the movie. Land of the Lost. Easy to get lost. It's easy to get lost. Easy to miss. Something's easy to miss. Easy to miss. Okay. Something's missing. Something's incomplete. Connecting the dots. So what am I getting? I'm getting something very specific when it comes to like the investigation process when it comes to solving crimes, right? It's like how, let's say two people are, what would be the word? I don't know. Are, like how do these two people know each other? How is it? I don't know. There's something, two people, two different stories, PPL, two different stories, two people, two stories. Easy to miss. And then this is accounted for, check, check, yes. And then something goes awry on like the second half. One of two, one half. One of two, right side, the right side. Forged, something's forged is on the right side over here. I don't know why, I drew a circle around nothing. Forged, it's like what's missing, there's nothing there. Nothing there, forged. And then what was I getting before where, I got something very specific. Easy to get lost. Two different versions. Washington, D.C. What was I just looking at? I was looking at something and I had something was calling to me and I didn't. These arrows. Yeah, it's like, oh, reverse. It's like someone's been following this path, right? And if we're talking evidence, if we're talking for like looking for clues for something, they started here, they went here, went up here. And it's like they're still continuing that way, but with reverse. With this symbol, reverse. It's like going back. And that's when they'd go whoop with that arrow, whoop, here. And then, okay, I got the tracing paper for some reason. I don't know why. Why did I get this out? And then I noticed the two arrows. Interesting. Okay, what was I was gonna do, what was I gonna do with these? Because I mentioned, okay, yes, I remember. I have scissors. I'm just gonna use scissors, it's quicker. Okay, so, what I was just getting, we're going back to yesterday's energy 1, logical, efficient, and then energy number 2 was more fluid, creative, takes a little more time. And what was I just getting? I was just getting, it's like if these are two different stories, right? And these are the events. There's the events, the intersection here, right? Like where each of these stories match up. These are like verifiable in some way, or there's true evidence about that, but then something else happens where like it's not adding up, or like what happened after is not what happened, it's not true. I don't know. But what was I getting specifically? I was getting something specific about this energy, the wavy, the number 2 energy here. Number 2, 2B, P2. What was I getting? Because it's like, okay, this person's events, and yesterday was coming out like this, and I'm getting the more fragmented version where things have been left out. Maybe that's here. This is the instructions for same experience, or I think I called it like a false experience, or not the full story. There's parts missing from this. This person's events are like they're retelling of a situation or whatever, right? It's like it's like a faster, because this path is faster, I believe, than this one. Because this one goes out more. There's more time in between, there's more things that happen. But it's like the way this person was telling the story is like, this happened, then this happened, then that happened, and therefore that happened, right? But it's like there's things missing in that. Or it's like there's something about the time, because I kept getting time, the time frame, or the time frame is wrong, or it's made to appear like it was quicker than it really was in some way. Time frame, I almost said Wong. There's something about Wong. The time frame was wrong. Or, because with this person's, and honestly, in this situation, I'm trusting this person, this energy, because organic experience, my voice is going away again. It's like this has every single detail accounted for. Every single part of what happened here is organic, authentic. Everything can be accounted for, these 5 points here, right? I don't trust this one because there's things missing. There's a lot that's been left out here. So I'm going to trust this energy. And this person's, if we're looking at the same story, right? This person's was very linear, very, and I'm going to say faster, time frame wrong. Because with this person, right, they're like, actually what happened was, sure, we both have the same version of what happened here at the intersection, right? What am I trying to say? I don't think that's a good way to show. I don't think you can actually see that very well. I don't know if you can see this. Maybe you can. If so, it's like, yes, these 3 points match up. These match up. This is verifiable truth, right? Objective truth in this situation. These 3 facts or whatever, 4 facts, they match up. But what's different here, because this person has this version of the story, but this person over here has this happening, all this happening, all this happening, right? So there's a lot missing in this version compared to this version. There's more to the story than is being told here. It could have to do with time frame wrong. Because like someone taking a path like this, right? It's like, I said this yesterday too. It's like, let's say there's a path. Look at a physical path. This is the walkway, right? Person number 1 the person who had the straight line explanation, right? They said, hold on, that's not where I'm going. To navigate through this path, the quickest, the less time, right? Less time. The most efficient way to traverse this sidewalk, let's say, is to just walk straight down it. Straight down it. Let's say that takes 1 minute. 1 minute. And I'm thinking this is the false story. This person says it took 1 minute. This person, the second energy, the one that I trust in the situation only because of this. And for those who haven't seen these readings, this energy represents the Divine Feminine. This was for the Divine Feminine's reading. And this, the one with the fragments here, it's like incomplete. This was in Divine Masculine's reading. And I'm not saying that, I don't know where I was about to go with that. But I trust this energy. This person's story. And what's missing from this story, from person number 1 with the straight down, it took 1 minute, right? This person's version of the story took much longer. Because straight down is going to be the quickest. From point A to point B, if you do a direct path, it's the quickest. Taking this longer way, like what could have been traversed in a minute, took, let's say triple. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So 3. 1, 3, 13, 4 again. 1 minute, 3 minutes. I don't know if this makes sense or what we're talking about. Does it have to do with time? Telling a story and the time is what's being, because time was coming out. I was going to be talking about it. I just didn't get there yet, but I got there. Yes. Okay. And now this is reminding me, because I highlighted this. It's reminding me of this. Because I was thinking, this is how I navigated yesterday's Divine Masculine reading. I was focused on the linear path, and I kept being called left and right in like little ways. I'd open the door, but I wouldn't fully walk into it. I'd look at it, and I didn't fully walk into it. So it's like, if we're comparing these two people's stories, right? This linear path with the just opened doors without going into them, that's person 1's story. Person 2's story is actually going through them, through those doors. Like there's a lot more that was experienced or known, or they spent more time in this hallway. I don't know what this means. Let me just go back through this. Complete story, money, property. Complete story. 2 people, 2 stories. I think this is energy number 2 side of the 4. And this is energy 1 side, or it's like things aren't making sense. There's missing parts or nothing. There's nothing here. Yin yang. Duality. Duality. Opposites. Opposites. Opposing forces. Perhaps part of this person's story involves opposing forces. Opposing forces in some way. Opposing forces. Because we have opposites here. Opposites. It's like, kind of what I'm getting is, I need more paper. It's like leaving out details, right? So let's say, for instance, this is the whole story of 2 people. This is the story of what happened between two people, regardless of time, like whatever that could mean. It's like person one's story is very straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 4, quick and to the point events, right? But person two's story is like the stuff that's missing from person one's story. It's like the important details that haven't been told. That's what I'm getting. And there could be something here about the second half of this story, because with the 4, the horizontal, the connection between these two, I think that's how I started out with this message. The connection or correlation or something between these two people. There's like a bridge, there's something that connects them, but that's where everything goes awry for person one's version of the story. Because I'm almost getting, because with opposing forces, the yin-yang, when I circled this, all of a sudden it looked like a yin-yang. Opposing forces or opposites. Opposite versions of the same story. Did I not say that? I might have said it. Person one could have said the second half of the story was conflict or opposition, adversity in some way. Competition, identity theft, pretending to be someone else, competition, forgery. Something was forged as well. I'm going to try to remember that part. Forged. So something about the second half of the story, let's say. That's where things get weird. They get funny. And it might have to do with opposing forces. Separation. Like, I mean, there's a lot of real world ways for me to explain this. It's almost like, okay, person one and person two, I need a drink. They were in a relationship, let's say. Person one said, we were together for... Actually, hold on. Because person one is quicker. Person two is more time. Less time, more time. Hold on a second. Let me rethink what I was about to say. Okay. Oh, I'm still going to use the example. Person one said, me and person two were in a relationship for 4 years. Everything was great. Person two was like, actually, and just in case anyone wants to know, they're like, actually, I've got all of the evidence, every single thing that will prove what I'm about to tell you to be correct, right? Person number two is like, actually, we were only together for 2 years. This is the separation, or like that point. Where's the 4? The point that is missing in some way. The point where things changed. They're like, actually, we broke up after 2 years. And things were not good between us. Or things did not, or I don't know. There's something about that. But then person one is saying, no, for those 2 years after, there were no tears after. For the rest of the 4 years we were together and fine and blah, 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 blah. And this is what happened, right? And it's like, but person two has all of this other information, or like I was saying, evidence. Interesting. Could it be... Let's look at these circles as that story I just told, for an example. This is person number one's account of that relationship. Person one says, we were in a relationship for 4 years. Here's these 8 pieces of evidence that support that 4-year relationship, right? Half. This is half. They have half of the... I don't know, there's something about that. 1/2, 1, 2. Here, they submit these 8 pieces of evidence This is the first 2 years, and this is the second 2 years. Interesting. Go right. This is pointing right. Anyways. But that's not all. It's like, and what I'm kind of getting is with fabricated, right? It's like maybe they had created evidence to support that yes, it would suggest that it is true that they were with person number 2 for 4 years, right? But then person number 2 is like, actually no, we were together for 2 years. We broke up after 2 years. And person number 2 has completely organic, natural, true, real evidence, right? Like objectively true evidence. Evidence based on like actual events that happened. They have a filing cabinet. So this person has 8 fake pieces of evidence. Person number 2, who is telling the truth in this situation, it seems. Person number 2 this person's got 8 fake pieces of evidence, right? Or they have 8 pieces of actual, true, legitimate evidence, right? Let's say that too, just in case. They have 8 pieces of authentic evidence. Person number 2 has, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This person has 2. They've got what? 20 pieces of evidence, right? 2 times 4, again, 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Person number 1, who is telling the truth, has 20 pieces of evidence that accounts for the whole story. It accounts for everything that happened that is missing from this story in some way. I don't know. I don't know what this is. I gotta call it redacted, things taken out. Yeah, it's like I'm getting 2 stories or 2 different versions of what happened. And it doesn't have to be like were they together for 4 years or 2 years? That's just an example to make it simple for me to explain. I don't know what would the point be? Let's say person number 1 was lying. What would be the point of them lying about this? To get away with something? Punishment is greater than the crime. Crime is greater than the punishment. Okay. Just random. Could person 1 who was telling the lie, were they trying to get person 2 punished punished for the crime that never happened because the story doesn't add up? And person number 1 committed the crime and they didn't want to be punished in some way? I don't know. There might be something about that. Because I'm like, why would person 1 lie like this? And what is the point of all this? Rewind, reverse. The symbol, reverse. The point is that there is no point. See, now I'm getting something else. Because I'm looking for a 5th point now. I'm looking for a 5th point. Like, this is where the point is thought to be. And this is where the point actually is. Reversed. The point is that there is no point. Interesting. So it's almost as if there's another path on this little constellation, right? It's like there's actually a point. I don't know where to put it, but let's just say here. There's a point here, and this could represent the missing horizontal line in the 4 right here, right? Like the connecting, like this is where... Anyways, this path is the continuation of whatever's gone on here that suggests opposition or suggests... I don't know. Because if there's no point... I don't know what I'm getting with that. Connect the dots. True location. 20. 20. 2. 20. Interesting. And what was I getting with this again? I was saying that it's almost like this is person one's events, the straight line, but there's secretly paths going all around that version of the story. There's so much more to that story than is known or being said. I don't know. I'm calling it. Thank you for being here. If this resonated in some way, I hope that it was beneficial, and that it brought clarity. Until next time, bye.